Ola Mae trusted Charlotte, and Charlotte was able to go make her own decision.
We are his people and a sheep of his pasture. I like this next part. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving. And when you get in the gate, enter into his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and praise his name.
This is Sara Carrington, and she took care of Charlotte, my aunt, for years, and I just found out she actually lived in the other side of the house, the historic landmark house that that's here in Magnolia, Arkansas now. But this is the sweetest lady. She took care of Charlotte for years, and we're going to find out some stories and get her story as far as how she took care of Charlotte, and some stories that I don't even know that would be great that I want to hear and get on Montage Memories Filming.
See, many times we try to make sense out of what God is doing, but it's not going to make any earthly sense what God is doing in heaven.
This is Kenny Waddle. This is Charlotte's boyfriend. Sweet Kenny Waddle.
Because whatever God does in heaven, it happens on earth, and it just don't make no earthly sense, and I just don't understand God's way.
Charlotte was very bright. She had Down syndrome, but she was able to do her own shopping. She could go around the square in Magnolia. Everybody knew her. Everybody
She loved those Diet Cokes.
She loved her Diet. She loved her real Coke.
Oh, Mr. Pibb, wasn't it?
In the beginning. But Ola Mae, Charlotte had such an advantage having a mother like Ola Mae, because Ola Mae allowed Charlotte to have her independence. A lot of people during the 60s and early 70s, they were very protective of their people with their children with special needs.
God will truly change and change.
Oh, I love Charlotte. She was part of the reason I got into this field in the first place. Charlotte and Joe Gray. And we used to have a youth group, and we worked with them in the summers. We went to Camp Wildwood, and we had dances, swimming lessons, and I had such a love for it that I thought this is what I always wanted to do.
God's been good to me. God's been good to me.
So Sara, explain a little bit like how y'all have grown and how this facility is now. I noticed it has a gym, and it has where kids are riding bicycles and playing and shooting basketball. Talk a little bit about that. We
started, when Charlotte was in our program, we had the Barbie Graney CARC Center, which was on the Taylor Highway. Mm-hmm. And that's where the pictures were taken. I showed you of Charlotte and Linda and Joe Graney.
Charlotte was always by herself. Like me.
Well, she liked to do her own thing, is why.
Oh, Charlotte.
This is an example of God's way of being different than man's way. The beauty of following God, even when they didn't understand what God was doing, is that each time they obeyed and trusted it, it worked out for their good. See, you ain't got to understand it. You just got to trust it.
So when we found the Mike Rogers building for sale, we thought this is a perfect thing for us to get. It's got several acres, and we can take the building, we can put our adults in 3/4 of the building, and we can put the children in the other 1/4. As soon as we got moved, we just started growing our program by leaps and bounds.
See, everybody's going that way, Pastor. That's the way I need to go. Everybody's going in the same direction, Pastor. That's where I need to go. But on this road right here, Pastor, that you're telling me to go, I don't see nobody. It don't make sense. But the Bible said, straight and narrow is the way.
So what's the
really
statue, the
friends.
significance of the statue that's outside?
The statue, it was like the two little children on the bench.
Right.
That was in memory of Ralph Weiser's wife, Margaret, when she passed away. We did that in her memory.
What's the kids?
It was just because that's our preschool.
Oh,
So
okay.
the preschool children left to sit on the bench with the little bronze children beside
Oh,
them.
nice.
That's cute. And
And
then,
so what's the picture of on the wall,
well,
the
it was
lady, that's
named
her- what's her
after
name?
Amelia Weiser. Our preschool, our overall umbrella name is Magnolia Specialized Services. Our preschool is Amelia Weiser Child Enrichment Center, and that's named after Ralph Weiser's daughter, Amelia Weiser. I also will have to attribute my love for special people with Amelia.
My God is all. He can move mountains. He can move mountains. He'll be in the valley.
The thing I like about Sara too is that when I was in school and having the Special Olympics and being involved in Special Olympics was great because as a kid you're learning yourself, and with Charlotte I grew up around it, so I learned from all the other students and watched her with what she was doing. So I just think it's great to, if anything that you can do, a lot of times just for a certain cause and reaching out and trying to help people. I think you get so much more from helping people. Sometimes you think it's all about what you get and you got to give me nowadays. But there's no way of explaining how when you give, it's just you get back even more, like it says in the Bible.
It's more blessed to give, for
Yeah,
sure.
it's more blessed to give.
We really want to change. We know what we need to do. We need to be praying to God. And through the prayer of God, we'll truly change. And change.
So share a little bit more. What could you maybe inspire someone else who has a Down syndrome kid or autistic or certain things? What could you say with special needs that you could offer advice?
The best advice I can give anybody is to have early services. Don't wait until somebody's 10 or 12. Go ahead and get started with your therapies when they're young, especially with our preschool. We have children that are 2. And our Gladys, our physical therapist, we have a little girl with Down syndrome, and she's 2. And when she started, of course, she wasn't walking, and she'd scream and cry and scream and cry. Gladys never gave up 1 minute on her, and she's walking everywhere. They can't keep up with her now.
Oh, nice.
So she's precious. But early intervention is the best key.
And that's the thing too, like Temple Grandin is a great movie. I love that because the parents just let them be them, and just like all of us, we're all trying to figure out life and certain things, and sometimes it just takes time in your journey where it leads you.
Shout whatever was up. Shout, come down. Depression will come down. Poverty will cease. Children will come down. It don't make no sense. It's just working out for our good.
I know nowadays people want to medicate you and do all these other things, and yes, that is good to a certain extent if you're to that extreme. But a lot of times too, just let people work it out. Have good people like Sara, someone who can really take those people. It's just like in Temple Grandin, there was the scientist that actually was there for her and motivated her and gave her a different perspective. And that's what Sara's good at. Sara's good at working with these kids and these students and really bringing out the best in them. And that's what I always felt like she did with Charlotte. And so
I can give them a lot of love. I have some expert therapists that do a lot of the work, and then our direct care people are just awesome out here. So it takes all of us working together.
Takes a village, so it's
Not just me.
Right.
It didn't feel good. It didn't make no sense, but it sure worked out.
We have a lot of sports that go on around this campus and everything. So we play volleyball from time to time. We play basketball, bocce, floor hockey, and all types of different kinds of sports. We even attend to the garden from time to time to grow different crops in the garden and plant flowers around the campus as well. And let's see, if we ever have an event, we are the guys that set everything up, bring the tables and chairs in.
Forgive them of their sin. Here I am, living for you, God, doing right. Been doing right for a very long time. And you gonna let them people sin for that long? heart. And as soon as I go tell them about you, you gonna forgive them.
No, well, thank you, sir. You know, you really appreciate everything because you've always been in the back of my mind when it comes to Charlotte.
Glad we
and especially,
reconnected.
yeah, you too.
Yeah.
I,
All right.
thank you so much.